What's going on, guys? It's been a minute. Well, it hasn't been a minute for the channel, but it's been a minute for motorcycles on the channel, specifically dirt bikes on the channel. I know that lately the whole channel has been mainly about my career, my job, the business that I got going, and today it has nothing to do with this rig right here, which is on its way to Iowa in about 8 or 9 hours. Has nothing to do with that. What it does have to do with what I'm about to show you. I bought, quite possibly, I haven't fully been through it yet, but I have quite possibly bought or traded I have traded for possibly the most clapped pit bike on Marketplace. And here it is. This is I think it's a 2008. Let me see. Let's see the VIN. Is the VIN? And maybe like Kawasaki. I don't know. I don't really see. We'll go through the VIN. Let me see. Let me see what I got here. What is it? 10th digit. 10th digit of the VIN. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is an 8. All right, so it's 2008. Cool. So what we got here is a 2008 Kawasaki KLX 110L version. I've wanted a pit bike forever, and I finally got one. But before I get into this, let me explain to you how I acquired this. So as you guys know, I have the DRZ 400, the RMZ 250F, and my son Jagger's PW50. Those are the dirt bikes that we had. We've been through quads, we've been through bikes or whatever. So if you guys remember way back, if you haven't seen the videos, we had the RMZ 250 and we rebuilt it. We added a ton of new parts to it. We did tires, we did top end, we did clutch, we did bars, we did grips, we did chain and sprockets. Man, we did almost everything you can to that bike that it needed. And first ride in, 10 minutes. Yeah, you saw it right there. Grenaded. First 10 minutes of riding, man. I was honestly devastated. And man, that bike was actually so fun for those 10 minutes. I used to have one back when I was like 15 or 16 years old. And I remember it just being so fun. And for it to literally blow up after all that time and all that money that we put into it, I was just devastated. So after taking it all apart, we seen that the bottom end was still good. And sure, we could have threw another top end on it. And actually, my friend Cole, one of my best friends, man, I love Cole to death. He bought me a piston for it. And I just could not get like the motivation to fix this thing. And also, like, I just didn't want to spend the money again, like, because those bikes are already kind of like deemed unreliable. Like, if you go back and watch old motocross videos of like the Kawasaki guys and the Suzuki guys talking about them, you know, like the early 250Fs just blew up all the freaking time. So ultimately, I just decided I didn't want to put any money into it. I didn't want to put any time into it. And honestly, right now with the RV transport stuff, if you guys watch those videos, you know that that's not going too well anyways. So the last thing I want to do is dump $500 back into a 250F that I'm really probably going to barely ever ride, because I want to focus on what Jagger has going on in his riding. And then also I have other children that I participate in things with. I barely even have time for myself, let alone to go ride dirt bikes as an adult and race or whatever. So that's what brought me to this thing. So yes, I messaged the kid, and it turned out to be a kid. It wasn't a guy, like an adult. And yeah, he was like down to trade, let him know what was going on. He may or may not watch this video, I don't know. But yeah, he was down to trade the blown up 250F for his extremely clapped out, which by the way, I'm fine with it being clapped out, extremely clapped out KLX 140. Now I can take this with him on the Pee-wee track, help him out whenever he gets to the point where he starts riding. And also it'll be cool, you know, for me too, because it's big. It's not a 110, you know, I'm obviously not a small guy, I'm 200 pounds, so it'll be fun for me to ride around too. And yeah, man, we'll go take this thing off some jumps or whatever. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into how clapped this thing is, because it is extremely clapped, bro. And I'm not getting political on this channel. I'm gonna take a brief moment to say I'm never ever gonna get political on this channel, but the election time is coming up, guys. Election time is coming up, so go out and vote. Go out and vote. I don't care who you vote for. That's not any of my business, none of my concern. If you want to know who I'm gonna vote for, yes, sir. But it's neither here nor there. Anyways, go vote. It's your right as an American. You should exercise it. But anyways, let's check this out. So, first things first. Front tire shot. Okay? Actually, yeah, it's shot. And then, like, you look at so front tire needs to go. Whatever. Cool. Okay? I have no problem with that. And I realized as I was looking over this bike that I'm really going to have to look over this bike, because there's some things that are absolutely terrifying on this bike that I found that, yeah, I unfortunately can't listen to anything that the kid told me about it, because I don't know. It seems like the intention was in the right spot, but I just don't think the mechanical skills were there. But anyways, we'll get to that in a second. So brake lever, these cheap breakaway levers, they bend easy, not a big deal. They're like 20 bucks, not anything crazy. That one's fine, but I think they come in the set, so we'll probably end up switching them both out. So if you can see down here, this chain is extremely loose, and over here it looks like it's maxed out, so it's not going to go back any further. And also, I don't know, these sprockets look have seen better days, that's for sure. So I'm sure these links were skipping 1000%. Okay, second, oil leak on here. No idea where that's coming from. I'm assuming, I mean, this screw is missing. Hang on for a second. Is this? There's a screw missing right here. Oh, that's probably for the case saver. Okay, and we got this wire right there. That's fine. So yeah, we got an oil leak right there that we need to figure out. It could be from the shaft back here, could be the shift shaft, I don't know, we'll figure it out. All right, the plastics, especially the side panels, were shot, so I had to pull those off. He had them held on by zip ties, had to pull those bad boys off. The air filter, I can see in there a little bit, and it's so caked with dirt that you can't even see what color it is. So great. What do we got over here? We have, oh, this thing is, I'm actually psyched on. It has the butt plug in it because I was gonna wash it, but you know, this right here, obviously a massive exhaust leak, so that's gonna cause it to run terrible, so we need to address that. All right, one thing that I need to show you, actually I'm gonna save that for the grand finale. Over here, by the way, I was trying to take this off because he told me that the electric start doesn't work. Okay, so turn that on, battery powered, and then you push this, right? You guys hear that clicking? Hear the clicking. All right, so honestly, that just sounds like a solenoid click. So I'm gonna mess with that. Could be the starter also. He said, hang on, he gave me some parts. I haven't even looked at these parts that he gave me yet. Let me see what we got here, because he gave me some parts and what he told me he thought about. Let's dump these on. Dump these on. Don't mind the dirt in my truck, okay? What did he? He said it was a starter gear. Now, it very well could be this starter gear, but also, I don't think it's a starter gear. Let me see. I'm gonna have to double check, but this starter gear looks perfectly fine to me. And then just some miscellaneous bolts and stuff here. Water bottle goes in the garbage. And by garbage, I mean back of the truck. And case saver, which is not really a case saver. There should be a metal piece that goes with this, but I'm sure that is lost and been lost for years. So yeah, this to me, unless this spins, which I don't know if it does, maybe it does, but I don't think this spins. This looks perfectly fine. So that is going to go back in if it's out. But anyways, so I'm going to assume that there's nothing behind here. I'm going to assume that it's just empty. And this clicking of the starter is either the starter locked up or the solenoid. I'm going to assume But everything else is fine. But I could be wrong. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, the starter, yes, all these, did I even mention all these bolts are rounded off? They're like not even the same size. Like they're supposed to be 8mm, but they're not. So they're American bolts, which is not good. And also, when I was taking off these plastics, all the frame bolts are stripped out. Like they cross-threaded them and then ran them in. Or they were American bolts and they ran them in. I pray to God that the cases are not like that, but if they are, whatever, we'll fix it, because that would explain why it's leaking so much oil if they did that. But anyways, so another thing on here is it told me the back brakes don't work. I'm like, okay, that's weird, because I don't see any reason for it. Like I don't see any brake fluid anywhere. And then I started looking at the back wheel, because I was like, I should probably pull this back wheel off. And then I noticed, you see any issue here? Do you see any issue here? This is supposed to be covered by this. Obviously, there's a hole in this piece straight through. This should be right here. So, look at the brakes. He wore them down so much like that it pushed the piston all the way out. So, the fluid may have leaked around it at some point. It was like obviously rubbing a little bit against the caliper mount and shit. Oh my God. So these brake pads were touching each other and not even able to squeeze. So we're gonna have to order back brakes. But whatever. That's an easy fix. You just slide it back over, put it on, we'll feel the rotor, check the rotor, see if it's warped or not from all that nonsense. The front brake works perfectly fine. Oh shit, almost knocked it over. Oh, I'm about to knock it over. Hey, I can't do this one hand. All right, my bad, that's back on there. So anyways, okay, all right, and then I seen a little bit of residue under the spark plug. Not entirely too worried about that, but it will get addressed. We'll pull the spark plug out, see what it looks like. So honestly, it looks like from this part of the bike forward is good. From this part of the bike back, super shitty. So we gotta fix it. We gotta fix it. Oh, let me show you this part too. Some nonsense I found today. Look, see grip? Looks like a normal grip, right? No, duct tape underneath. So I'm assuming that he forced the wrong grip on that side and had the wrong grip for this side, but this is definitely soft enough to where it's a throttle side grip, because obviously throttle side grips are bigger than non-throttle side grips. So either that or he had two throttle side grips. And yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter. I got extra grips and I have extra bars. These bars are getting swapped out ASAP for some new bars. Yeah, look at this. We got some random crimping going on. I got to see what's going on there. I don't know, man. This thing, again, pretty clapped out, but we can work with it. It does run. He bump started it for me. I haven't rode it personally, especially after I seen that chain. I did not see that chain in the dark, so I would not be hopping on that thing because it's obviously rubbing against the case over here, and the last thing I need is that thing jumping off and cracking the case, which maybe that's where that oil is coming from because it already happened. I don't know. I'm gonna have to degrease it, power wash it, and go from there. But that'll be in the next video we got on this thing. I'll probably put that out next week because I got to get on the road. But give you guys a little montage of this thing, and let me know if you're stoked on the dirt bike content coming back. You know, it's the winter's coming up, so we'll try to get to some indoor pit bike races. I know that Ram Jam has them, and that's only like 4 hours from me, so we could definitely get up there and then have a Rays mountain bike park trip again on the dirt jumper, get that bad boy back flipped. And yeah, so I don't know, think it's cool. Thumbs up it. If you don't want it and you just want to watch the RV transport stuff, watch out for those titles. And yeah, peace out. See you later.